What's up, guys? Do-it-yourself video on how to swap brake pads on a GTR Nismo. Yeah, same shit. What you're gonna do first is, see, I already got my car up on the lift and I have impact wrenches. So, an impact gun is to take the lug nuts out. If you don't have any of this, what you're gonna do before you jack up your car is you're going to manually loosen every single lug nut that's on your wheel, all four wheels, before you pick it up on the air, because you're not going to be able to do it by hand if the car's in the air and the wheel is spinning around. So while the car is on the ground, you're going to loosen up every single lug nut, okay? And then you're probably gonna lift up side by side, you know, do the front left, front rear, you know, back rear, back right, back left. So that's how you're gonna do it. I got all of this set up already, but we're gonna show you how to remove the pads from the caliper itself, and I'm gonna do it step by step. So let's get to it. All right, so we're back. Took off the wheels. Now we're looking at the caliper. For the best way to do this, if you're doing this one by one, is obviously you're going to rotate the wheel towards you, so it's out, and you have full access to the brake caliper. If you're doing this on the lift like I am, what you're going to want to do is leave the car in neutral and just step out the car, pick it up, take the wheels off, and you can rotate this without the wheel being locked if you were in park. So step number one, you're going to need a push pin to knock these pins out. You could either buy one or you can make one out of a steel rod. This one I made myself with a grinder. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna push it onto the pin with a hammer. Hit this side and push this pin out. You're gonna do the same thing here. Apply it, hit it with a hammer, hit this pin out. After that, you're going to unbolt this pin and that pin. Size on this, I'm going to tell you right now. Okay. Size on that is 13 millimeters. So 13 millimeter bolt, beat the pins out, and take these bolts. I'm gonna follow up after that. All right, so we removed them. Now, here's what we're left with. Unscrewed, slid out. This pin just pops right out. That's the top piece, and the same on the bottom. Clean these things up for yourself before reinstalling them. Now, you're gonna need a piston. You're gonna need one of these piston keys to put the pistons back into place. What you do is, you can do this by hand, but it's a little bit of a pain in the ass. You pretty much put this tool on here, and it spreads them apart, putting the pistons back in so you can slide in a brand new rotor. So this is pretty much something that you are going to need, or you're gonna try to do this by hand. Anyway, we got our brakes, our new pads ready to go. These are the full ceramic Hawks, whatever the hell you want to call this. Yeah, so it's carbon ceramic brake, got no metal flake in it. It's full carbon ceramic. So what you're gonna do is, here's one pad, here's the other pad. Man, I don't know if I could do this with just one hand. Okay, so here's the basic idea. You take one pad, you pull it out, just slides right out. Remember how it slid out, how it's positioned. Okay? We are going to put this pad here. And then we're going to take our new pad. See? Same way it came out. Same position. We're going to take the new pad and we are going to slide it in carefully. And try not to slide it too far to match that hole with this hole. So you're going to just slide it in gently, place it right here, and you're done. Now I got to get that fucking thing out. I can't do this with one hand. And then once you have both pads back in, the new ones, you're going to reinstall your hardware the same way you uninstalled it. Pretty simple. I'm going to get back to you when I finish this. All right, we're back. Now, everything's reinstalled. These go in first, hardware goes in right after, and then you slide this pin in, make sure it goes over the hardware, back out. Now, something I didn't say in the beginning, you're going to want to bang this out carefully. Okay? Don't chip the paint on the calipers. This you need to be pretty careful of what you're doing right here, unless you just don't give a fuck and you want to chip your calipers and fuck them up with the hammer. Because you miss, you pretty much need to literally hold that pin on here and hit the mallet to pop that thing out. Same thing on the end. You screw this back in. This is a 13 millimeter. Screw this in. It has a stopper. You'll know when to stop. Screw it, torque it a little bit, done. Don't push this shit too hard. Now, this thing, you slide it back in, it's going to require you to bang this back in. So, what you do is you take your, where the hell did it go? You take your pin, you apply it, and then you bang on here real gently, holding this to the pin hardware. You bang it in, you're going to feel a really strong dunk, like a solid, when you know the pin hit its limit and you're complete and you're done, basically. Don't fucking start hitting this shit too hard because you're gonna hit an end. Okay? And yeah, pretty much your brakes are done. I'm gonna say it one, I'm gonna say it again. Before you get in your car, pump the brakes because these are loose. Look. Okay? These are loose. We spread the pistons apart. Pistons are no longer holding the brakes and the rotor together. So if you don't want to go through a fucking wall, make sure you pump the brakes, get them nice and firm before you start driving or starting your car. Now, we're done with this. Everything's assembled. Everything's ready to go. We're going to go to the rear and I'm going to show you how that's done. Now, rear is a little bit more tricky because we can't have this facing towards us. So, same principle. One pin, second pin. We're gonna put our pin towards this pin, hit the mallet, take the pin out, take this pin out. This hardware piece is one piece. So as you're pulling the pins out, you pull them out full way, you take the hardware piece out. Reinstalling again is going to be the same. You're going to put this hardware back in, you're going to line it up with the pin over the hardware and through the hole. Same on both sides. And with the brakes, you're going to take the brakes out the same way. Well, I'll show you. Let me get this hardware off and then we're going to continue the video. All right, we're back. Hardware removed. You got one pin, two pin, clean them, and there's your centerpiece. So there you go. Same principle. You use the tool to retract the piston back in the caliper. You pop one pad out. You take your new pad. Place it back in. Don't push it in far. Make sure they're the same position as you took them out. Done. Reinstall the hardware. Be very careful banging the pins back in through this, because it is a lot harder than the front brakes, and it's a bit of a pain in the ass because a lot of shit like the brake lines and everything is in your way. So be careful not to fuck your calipers up. I'm gonna come back to you again when I finish this. All right, so we're done. That was a little bit of a pain in the ass. So do it yourself might be hard. Yeah. So we got all the hardware back in it. Okay. Got all the hardware back. Look at how the pins are positioned against the centerpiece. You got to line all that stuff up. So the problem I ran into is you got to beat these pins in here. Beat these pins in. Taking them out is easy. Putting them back in, not easy. One, this fucking thing's in your way. Can't get a mallet in there. The damn brake line's in your way. You can't, there's nothing, there's no room to swing anything. So what I ended up doing was I took my ratchet and very carefully, not to chip the paint, not to fuck anything up, very carefully beat them in. Took me like 5 minutes. Big pain in the ass, but you got to do it carefully, unless, like I said, you don't give a fuck. I care, so yeah. And other than that, you're pretty much done, guys. You follow the same thing on the front right, and you follow the same way on the rear right. And that's do-it-yourself brakes on a GTR Nismo. And I'm gonna give you a follow-up on how the carbon ceramics are working out for me. So, all right. Hope you enjoyed. Hope I was good on my instruction, and hope it was easy for you to do your own brakes on your own GTR. If you find this too hard and a big pain in the ass for yourself, it's better to go to a shop and get them done yourself. Like if I was to, I heard that Nissan charges like $100 per axle, so you're paying $400 just to swap out pads. To be honest, front and rear, labor-wise, like if I would charge somebody to do this, $80 for the front, $80 for the rear. So you're looking at $160 in labor to swap the brakes out. Obviously, you need to provide your own brakes. So yeah. Anyway, that's it, man. I'm out. I got a bunch of other shit I gotta do. I'm gonna reinstall the wheels. I'm gonna do the lug nut video right now, and I'm going to start on that under body kit. So, all right, guys. And same thing. Clean up your calipers. And go to the front. See it again. Nice and clean. Everything nice and installed. Everything's tightly pushed. Hit back in. Everything's tight. Everything's right. That's what you want to do. Again, do not forget to push the brake pedal a couple of times until it's firm before you start and drive the car. Okay? All right, guys. Hope you enjoy the video, and thanks for tuning in. Bye-bye. All right, guys. I hope you're done with your brakes, and I'm going to explain to you how to break them in. Yes, carbon ceramic brakes, brake pads need to get broken in. So on the instructions here it says, After installing new pads, make 6 to 10 stops from approximately 30 to 35 miles. Apply moderate pressure. Then make 2 to 3 hard stops from approximately 40 to 45 miles an hour. Do not drag brakes. Let 15 minutes to cool, and your brakes are good to be used. Not bad. Kind of would, yeah, you should be doing that. Don't drag your brakes, that's for sure. Dragging brakes, what does that mean? Riding those brakes, you know? Applying moderate pressure and just riding them as fucking traffic goes on. Don't do that. Accelerate on, from red light to red light, 30 miles an hour. Apply moderate pressure, stop. Apply moderate pressure, stop. Do that, like it says, about 10 times. And then on your way home, right? Or you should be actually on your going home or wherever you're going, maybe to eat or something like that. Speed up to about 45, 50 miles an hour. Apply hard brake. Hard brake, that don't mean fucking slam the brakes and let the ABS go on and just come to a screeching halt. No, apply brakes hard to stop hard. I mean, I'm sure you know how to do that. But yeah, apply a good amount of brakes, stop hard, do that about 2-3 times, leave your shit alone for about half an hour to an hour. That's what I usually do. Or for the whole fucking night for that matter. What I'm gonna do is right now, I'm gonna drive home. Shop from my house is about 5 miles and it has about 10 traffic lights. So on every traffic light, I'm gonna speed up to 30 miles an hour and I'm gonna stop. Don't ride the brakes. And then as I'm almost approaching my house, I'm gonna speed up to about 50 miles an hour, make a couple of hard brakes, pull into my garage, leave that shit for overnight. And yeah, next morning your stuff is ready to use, broken in, ready to go. So yeah, that's it. Later. What's up, man? Follow up on the brakes. Just got home, drove about 6 miles, and broke them puppies in. I gotta tell you, these brakes are fantastic. They're how should I explain this? They're a lot smoother. They don't bite as hard. They're not as harsh. But if you want them to be, just apply more brake pressure, and trust me, you will stop just as good as those OEM racing brakes that I just took out. On low speeds and low, casual driving, they're really smooth, very comfortable to drive now. And when you need to, just apply more brake pressure and it will stop on a dime, okay? 6 miles I drove. Washed my wheels, right? Drove 6 miles. After 6 miles of about what I just did, trying to break them in, my wheels would be covered in brake dust. They really would. Not even exaggerating. If you're a GTR owner, you know what I'm talking about. You wash your shit, you go out for about half an hour, you come back, your wheels are fucking orange because they're covered in dust. So, check this out. Got my wheel here, just pulled in. Nothing. At all. A little tiny bit of black. Just a little bit. How about that? So, wheels are gonna stay nice and clean. So to end the review on the carbon ceramic brakes for the GTR, I give it a thumbs up. Big thumbs up. Should you buy it? Fuck yeah. Should you track? Should you use carbon ceramic brakes for the track? There are better brakes, like your stock ones that you took out. Another benefit to these, since they are so smooth, they're not gonna wear away your rotors. So you're gonna have a lot more life on your rotors, and just in general, it's a much better pad for like the street and performance driving. But serious driving at the track, there is a better pad, but those pads come with consequences. So should you convert to to carbon ceramics on your GTR if you're daily driving it, or you're street driving it, or you're doing little performance work. Yes, 100%. Don't even hesitate. Go buy them. Go fucking install them. Have some pay. Whatever the fuck you want to do, but do it. It's well fucking worth it. Plus, washing your wheels and driving them around for, like, let's say a whole week without seeing any dust. That's what carbon ceramic rotors do. I mean, check this out. Not rotors, brake pads. Brake pads. See that? See my Jeep SRT8 wheel? See that? Little bit of black. You know how much I've been driving? I washed this bitch like, man, when did I wash it? Oh God, fucking tired, shit. When did I wash this thing? I've been driving it every day for 5 days, and I put some miles on my shit. So 5 days in traffic, driving constantly, and look how clean my shit is. Look how clean those wheels are. If you had them regular fucking brakes on there, the wheel wouldn't be black, it'd be orange. And same thing on the GTR. GTR wheels are gonna stay perfect for 5, depending on how I drive, could be even 7 days, could be even fucking 2 weeks. No, I'm serious. Depending on how much you drive. Like I said, 5 days, all day, every day, and it is barely dusted. So, I don't know. Perfect to me. How about you?